The fight of strongest Jujutsu sorcerers concluded and came to an end, but even after ending there is still a question of will Gojo be able to defeat Sukuna with him not using 10 Shadows technique and Sukuna being in Yuji's body. In chapter 236, Sukuna did defeat Gojo, but the entire fight was influenced on 10 Shadows technique. Here it will be analysis of what if Sukuna fought Gojo without Mahoraga. First, Sukuna, since chapter 222, 224 and 225 has been keeping up with Gojo in hand-to-hand combat because of domain amplification, and makes it impossible for Gojo to touch him and throw him here and there like in chapter 229. So in first domain, Sukuna is able to break Gojo's domain from outside due to Sukuna's domain being open domain, while in second domain Gojo inverted the domain conditions but still Sukuna destroying it. Sukuna was initially winning in a domain clash until Gojo shrewdly compressed his domain and inverted the domain conditions. It allowed him to keep his domain up long enough for him to deal Sukuna enough damage for his domain to collapse first. However, Gojo suddenly getting an edge in hand-to-hand combat in the domains, when he and Sukuna were mostly matched before. It's because Sukuna stopped using domain amplification in order to make Mahoraga adapt to Infinity and Unlimited Void. Gojo himself said that Sukuna is gambling on this. If Sukuna didn't stop using domain amplification, he would continue to destroy Gojo's domain, and unable to progress with Mahoraga adapting him. Thus Sukuna taking hits of Gojo purposely here and there so Mahoraga can adapt to Gojo's Infinity and domain. Because it was the plan of Sukuna to kill Gojo with Mahoraga, if that failed he would go for plan B, coming from, in the entire fight Sukuna didn't even use a single cursed technique of his own. Even Gojo was suspicious of it. Also the fact that once Sukuna sees an ability, he learns it himself, just like Gojo's Infinity was meaning nothing to Sukuna's, he was nullifying it with domain amplification. Only drawback that domain amplification has that user cannot use his cursed energy while using it, but Sukuna even broke that rule, easily countering his Infinity. So if there was no Mahoraga, Sukuna had no reason to hold back and take Gojo's hit purposely. Moreover, as we already saw that Sukuna had upper hand in domain battle as well, the manga further suggests that in the past, Sukuna alone fought against all strong sorcerer including elite Fujiwara clan and possibly 6 user even Mahoraga, and the fact that Sukuna dominated even then. In the fight of Gojo versus Sukuna, Sukuna even had the option to go into his true form which would heal him like nothing happened to him. And narrator mentions that the greatest advantage for a sorcerer is 4 hands and 2 mouths which Sukuna possessed in true form. If he gained that would completely shift the battle, considering destroyed elite celestial squads and void generals. Sukuna even had his cursed weapons and tools which he also didn't use in Gojo's battle. Even after that the remarks of Gojo for Sukuna were, he is hella strong, or, even after using everything, his talent, abilities and everything he knew, he still lost. Gojo also understood it and further mentions that King of Curses wasn't even giving it all and confirms himself that even without Mahoraga Gojo still not sure that he will win. Not to mention he is saying this when he didn't even saw Sukuna's true form. Sukuna's weapons, Sukuna's abilities, Sukuna giving it all. Even now, Sukuna took 8 black flashes which should have decreased his cursed output by a lot. His heart is also not pumping. He is using his cursed energy to pump it. He also have lost his hands and have fought continuously for past 20 to 30 chapters. Even after that he opened his domain perfectly and was also be able to use flames in it which tells which his endurance lies. He was also be able to nullify 200% purple hollow without the body which narrator referred to as perfection. Though Gojo is a strong sorcerer which stood against Sukuna, but being able to imagine him destroying Sukuna while Sukuna using his everything just isn't right. There is a reason he is known as the absolute King of Curses. Thanks for watching, consider subscribing if you liked it.
Regained all his power, he might cause me a little trouble.
But would you lose?
I would win.